film teachers, I've totally run out of ideas for fancy intros. As you know, we've put the front end of the Puma in the back of our Fiesta. Now this is the subframe off of the Puma. It holds the suspension, the wishbones, the anti-roll bar and the steering rack onto it, and it's got to go back in. Now we need to figure out a way of locking our wheels straight. What we don't want them is turning at the back when we're going around corners. Now the steering rack would normally do that, but it's a bit weighty, it's a bit cumbersome. So what we're going to put in its place is this, a box section. We're going to fabricate the track rods on the end of it so we can still have it locked in position but adjust the toe in and toe out. And hopefully that's going to lose weight and make sure we're safe and going around corners true. Okay guys, as you remember, we wanted to replace this big heavy lump because we needed to lock the wheels in place. So what we've come up with was we've got an old rack and we've made this. We completely disassembled the rack and we took the actual rack out of the rack and pinion part and slid it back through this box section, slotted it, welded it and put these two brackets on it. Now these two brackets have actually got the metal inner bush part which actually sit in these brackets, which the original rack is bolted to the subframe. At the moment we've just got these screwed on, as you can see they're rotating off now, and that will give us full adjustment for our toe in and toe out, these track rods and track rod ends, and it's going to fit in just like that. It's also going to save us a lot of weight. Now we're excited to get this in and try this tomorrow. However, we have also bought a polybush kit for our engine stabiliser. We need to make this thing as solid as possible because the rear gear shift is coming out the back of the engine in a long way now, a lot of linkages. So we want to make it as solid as possible and we don't want the engine moving around and pushing us out of gear. And as you can see again, the engine's out of the Fiesta. That's probably the fourth time we've taken it out, but it's for a good reason. We finally finished tacking and making sure the cage is all in place. We've cut everything off the Puma that we need. It's now just left with the engine mounts, the subframe mountings and the turrets for the rear suspension, and we're ready to fabricate the all new inner wings because we've cut most of the Puma away. That gives us a lot of weight saving, but we're going to gain weight when we fabricate them in back. And it looks really good. It's all cleaned up. We've cleaned up this edge down here, which you probably can't see, but that's behind the new driver's position. Also, we've got our steering rack delete in now. It's in position, the wheels are locked in place, but we haven't adjusted the toe in or the toe out. Engine stabiliser bar, that's done. We've got the new polybush kit in it. That's going to go in place. We've got a new brake bias valve, and that's going to send the bias of the brake in exactly where we need it. We've got front braking system at the rear now because it's the whole front of the Puma, and that's going to be a bit too savage for the back of the car. This will allow us to sort of adjust the brake bias to the front or to the back, or 60-40 or whatever we want. And we can lock the front brakes on so we can do some mean burnouts for the rear wheels. Also, another one of these. This is a hydraulic handbrake. That's going in position for some excellent fun time. Come back soon and see us when it's finished.